Here's a video on how to boot a Mac Pro server and install ESXi 6.0. This server has 12 cores. There are two 8-core Xeon chips in it. The first thing I did was I put some storage into it, which was SSD. The problem is when you have a hard drive that has Mac OS on it, it's difficult to install anything else because the boot will find that. So this thing has 12 gigs of RAM in it, 3 sticks here. What I was working with was the SSD drive. So here you can see I have an SSD drive just stuck in here. It didn't really fit physically. And I would have to make a proper bracket for this drive. But it was possible to just put this drive in here. So I can use that to boot ESXi from. It's a 512 gigabyte drive. If I need more storage, I can go around and put the terabyte drive in that has Mac OS on it and wipe this out and make a secondary data store too, which I still may do. My objective here has been to install ESXi on this server, and I did get it running and installed it. I simply want to show people the steps on how it could be done again. I don't want to reinstall it, but I'll have a mock video here of how I did it. So the first thing is we turn on the Mac. Right there, it will commence to boot. We could try to get the DVD open here with the eject key. See if we can get DVD to come up. You would have pressed this ejection key here on the keyboard. There's the tone from the Mac. And I'm trying the key. And it's probably not going to eject. It's probably going to go right into ESXi because it found something bootable. So there's the screen, which is usually blank for a while until ESXi comes up. I turned this thing off because it does heat up the house, so I wasn't using it and turned it off. Anyway, if we could get the DVD open, which usually it works when there's no OS to install on this thing, you can put in the DVD. Here comes ESXi 6.0, which is already installed on this server, so it boots up rather well, as you can see. So the Mac Pro is a venerable server, and it's good for running ESXi 6.0. ESXi 6.0 is certified in this hardware, so it works very, very well. Unfortunately, if we're going to do something really heavy, we would probably need to make a cluster out of a few of these things. We only have 12 gigs in each one, so that would give us 24 gigs in a cluster. That would give us 24 CPUs too. So we have 12 CPUs, we have 12 gigs in each, 12 cores, and 12 gigs in each server. So ESXi boots in this thing rather well. Once we get ESXi up, I did also install vCenter for Linux, which you can install as an OVA on ESXi. That's tricky, and to do that you need a Windows machine. So I can go through that in the next video of how that was done. The objective here is now we're up, so we can take a look at what kind of parameters are in this thing, how the network was set up. It's just simply set up as a static node on 192.168.1.222, and so we can access that from any computer in the house here. Okay, so let's move on to installing vCenter and how that was done.